Front Stoop, what's poppin'? It's your boy Sim, the Power Father in the building. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with my man Tony Crow. And we got a nice little topic to talk about tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pretty sure all of you have heard AI Biggie, right? AI Biggie over Mobb Deep, AI Biggie over Nas. And I want to know what y'all think about it. Tony, I want to know what you think about it, man. What's popping with you, my brother? How you feeling?
Peace, peace, Sim. Shout out to the chat. Yo, Black, it's time. Oh man, this particular topic, the AI, is very touchy for me.
Mhm.
Um, I'm not a fan,
It's
and it sucks. It sucks because listening to it, I acknowledge it does sound dope.
right.
You know what I mean? It sounds dope, but I'm not a fan of the whole AI.
Yeah.
Like it's a
It's
lot of dangers associated to this.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
No
Like the
doubt
hip
about
hop part, I think is small,
it.
but
Mhm.
yeah, I'm not a fan of it
I
at all.
mean, yeah, the hip hop part is definitely small when you look at the overall grand scheme of things, right? As far as, just like the world, you know what I mean? But in hip hop, I mean, there can be something, it can impact some things too. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't heard, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna play Biggie's AI vocals over Mobb Deep's Shook One, and then I'm gonna play his vocals over Nas's New York State of Mind. All right. Let you hear them both. And then we're gonna chop it up. We're gonna talk about it. You know, what's positive about it, what's negative about it, all of that. So first things first, this is Biggie, AI Biggie, over Mobb Deep's Shook Ones.
Yeah. To all the killers and the $100 billers. No, I tell it, so and for rent, it's when we got those village, feelings. Yeah, I got this. Just one more time, I got the money. Check it out there. I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. Tomorrow comes the fight for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who want to profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bow. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for himself in his land. We be gunning and keeping shook crews running like they supposed to. They come around, but they never come close to. I can see it inside your face. You're in the wrong place. Cowards like I just get their whole body laced up with bullet holes and such. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. You can put your whole army against my teammate. I guarantee you it'll be your very last time breathing. Your simple words just don't move me. You're minor, we're major. You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. Don't make me have to pour your name out. Your crew is devilweight. My gunshots will make you levitate. I'm only 19, but my mind is older. When the things get for real, my warm heart turns cold. Enough to get deceased. Another story gets told. It ain't nothing really. And yo, done spark that Philly so I could get my mind off these yellow baggers. While they still alive, I don't know. Go think I mean where I back in Queens, the realness and foundation. If I die, I couldn't choose a better location when the slugs penetrate. You feel a burning sensation getting closer to car. In a tight situation now. Take these words home and think it through. Or the next rhyme I write might be about you, sonny. This ain't no such thing as halfway course. Scared to death and scared to low. This ain't.
All right. So that right there is Biggie, AI Biggie, over Mobb Deep's Shook Ones. And as you get to the hook, you can hear a little bit of differences when you get to the hook and stuff like that. All right. Now, here's Biggie, AI Biggie, doing a cover of, and I guess that's what I'll say, doing a cover of Nas's New York State of Mind. Check it out.
Yeah. Yo, Black, it's time, boy. It's time, it's time, right? Alright, yeah. Straight out the fucking dungeons of rappers. Where fake niggas don't make it back, bro. I don't know how to stop this. Rappers are lucky, flipping with the funky rhythm. I be kicking, musician, inflicting composition of pain. I'm like Scarface, sniffing cocaine, holding the M16. See what the pen, I'm extreme. Man, pulling holes, left in my peak holes. I'm suited up with street clothes. Hand me a 9 and out the feet flows. Y'all know my stilo, with or without the airplay. I keep some E and J, sitting bent up in the stairway. Or either on the corner, betting grants with the CeeLo champs. Laughing at bass heads, trying to sell some broken amps. She passed it off quick forever, niggas talk shit. Reminiscing about the last time the task force flipped. Niggas be running through the block shooting. Time to start the revolution. Catch a wildcat from Houston, must they caught us off guard. The Mac 10 was in the grass and I ran like the cheetah with thoughts of an assassin. Kick the Mac up, show brothers back up. The Mac spit, lead was hitting niggas one ran. I made a backflip, heard a few chicks scream. My arm shook, couldn't look, gave another squeeze. Heard it click, yo my shit is stuck. Tried to cock it and went and shoot, now I'm in danger. Finally pulled it back and saw 2 bullets brought up in the chamber. So now I'm jetting to the building lobby. And it was full of children, probably couldn't see as high as Ozzy. What you say? Like the game ain't the same. Got younger niggas pulling the triggers, bringing fame to the game and claim some corners. Clues without guns and warners. In broad daylight, stick up kids, step on the corners.
All right, I'm gonna stop it right there. Tony, there you go, man. Shook Ones, New York State of Mind. You know what I mean? The cadence, they got the cadence is the same. You can hear it sounds like Biggie, but the cadence is the same. If you was an artist, if you was Nas, how would you feel about that? And maybe Nas is the wrong dude to use because he's probably like whatever.
As any artist who is, I'm gonna say, on the victim side of this,
Mm-hmm.
you're not gonna like it. You there's no way you could like it. You know what I mean? Like there's no justification for it. I don't know if you could even monetize for it or want to. You know what I mean?
It's a tough thing. I think it gets into some sticky stuff a little bit, right? First of all, like a lot of people have been saying who's made comments about it, you know, if I'm an artist, I might be a little bit upset because Biggie might sound better than me on my own joint. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think legacy also plays a part because as you get farther and farther down the line, generations from now, people don't know who's who. So now you might have younger people who they might hear a Biggie mix of your song more than they hear, or AI Biggie mix of your song more than they hear your song. Now, it's people running around 20 years from now thinking that's Biggie's joint. You know what I'm saying? I could see that being a problem. And then the whole copyright thing, because I see Ralph Unreal says, you know, he said, isn't this just the same thing as doing remixes, right? I think it's a little bit different because you have this AI artist entity, this AI entity taking written words of yours, right? I mean, it's doing a cover. Normally you got to get permission to do a cover,
Mm-hmm.
right? So now if someone is behind the computer and they get permission to do a cover of a song, I think that's one thing. But if you just put them out there, I don't know. I don't know if it's just like remixes or DJ mixes and stuff like that. I think with DJ mixes, you're still using the original song. Or if you do a blend, like if I'm blending, you know, a Nas's vocals over a Biggie beat, I think that's totally different.
Yeah, this is like a vocal blend.
You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit, it's a little crazy. You know, so I don't know how that's gonna impact hip hop, if it does at all. But you got an AI Drake out there. There's people using Kanye West to do AI covers of songs.
Kendrick Lamar.
And
Pop. The Kendrick Lamar, the Drake, they put out original music that had people thinking this was Drake, this was Kendrick Lamar with dropping a new
Right.
single,
Right.
and that becomes dangerous
That becomes real dangerous
because
because
now the what you're saying in your lyrics may not be what the real artist, the true artist believes or feels, and now
right,
you could be using that tactic in all types of ways. Rap
all types of
beats,
ways.
you,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
you know what I'm saying?
um,
All types of ways, and not to mention, an artist's voice, I would think most popular artists have their
insured,
voices,
insured,
insured or copyrighted or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So if you're using their likeness for profit, you can be in trouble. So, like, if I made a song, if I sounded just like Drake and I made a song and people didn't know it was me, I could get in trouble for it if it came back to me. The thing with AI is you don't know who to go back to. You know what I mean? Someone behind a computer doing it and then putting it out there to the world.
and here's where it gets tricky too, because if you're not profiting, are you still liable for you know what I mean, like in a lawsuit?
You can be. You can still be liable. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way like on YouTube when we put up videos, you know what I mean? And we use a clip of the Knicks, a highlight. We may not even monetize the video, but they still might come and say, "Hey, this is copyrighted." You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Regardless if it's monetized or not, we're still copywriting somebody else's material, in this case, somebody else's voice. Now, if the voice is just a little bit different, they might I don't know. It's a tough thing to get into.
Eh, yeah, it is. It is. Because I'll be honest, I can recall times in the past, what I mean, years and years ago, where I was like, yo, if such and such made this same exact record,
Mhm.
it would have blew. Or if such and such made this same exact record, it wouldn't even be, I mean, they wouldn't be looking at it as a hit.
Right.
But you know what I mean? So when you get into that kind of thought process and you know what I mean, and then you're a creator, digital creator, whatever, and you could actually put it into reality just to see,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like, so I think on a personal level, like private, I think it's amazing. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? But when it becomes public and out for the world, and now you got to worry about people, the actual artists saying, "Oh, I didn't make that record,"
Right.
or you know what I mean, like um, the actual artists saying, "Oh, it sound better than my record with the fake Biggie." You know what I mean? Like all that becomes dangerous.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you in your house doing this and you listening and I think that's dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can really see somebody along the way, somebody's gonna be like, I'm gonna make this AI Drake diss J. Cole or somebody. You know what I'm saying? And Drake could come out and say, nah, that ain't me.
Sim.
You know what I mean? But originally it's gonna be like, yo, what's going on? I could see where that could cause some issues, eh, and then I can see where, and this may not even be illegal, to be honest with you. If somebody makes an artist, AI Drake, that's the name of the artist, AI Drake, and they make music that sounds like Drake or very similar to Drake, that could be totally legal, to be honest with you. Like, look at Shine. Shine used to sound very, very close to Biggie. You know what I mean? He sounded very close, but people knew it was Shine. So obviously there wasn't going to be any issues. Now, when you talk about the AI Drake, you know what I mean? It's AI Drake. That's the name of the artist. They can name themselves that, or whoever's doing it can be named that, and then they put out music under AI Drake. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's weird and it's crazy.
Two
And
two
somebody
things.
can sit back and make, because it's easy to get your music onto Spotify, iTunes, and stuff like that. Someone could sit back and make money off of somebody else's voice. I think that really is possible. And someone like Drake, they might make millions. It's
two
crazy.
two two things you made me think about, Sim. Last thing first is Shine. I think the reason why Shine was okay, Shine, you know what I mean? Like he was celebrated and appreciated, um, was because he was with Puff.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like if he was with anybody else or on his own, no cosign, whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know if he would have been received the same way.
Right.
Um, so I think, and this is no knock on Shine because I love Shine lyrically. You know what I mean? Like I think he was dope, but the fact that he was with Puff, you can't like nobody's gonna second guess or harp on the fact that you sound like Big. They're gonna appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah. Um. And yeah, I mean, definitely they're gonna appreciate it. Being with Puff definitely helped. But if he wasn't with Puff, maybe some people would have harped on it, but legally there would have been nothing that.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
You know what
absolutely.
I'm saying?
I mean, because Gravy was the artist who, sound like Big, play Big in the movie,
Mhm.
and you know what I mean, twice, two different movies, but yeah, but he didn't get that same reception
Yeah.
from the public. And then another thing you made me think about was you familiar with Daylight, the battle rapper?
Nah, not as much.
All right, well he's a battle rapper. I think he's super dope as a battle rapper, but he does independent music as well. And along the years, anytime like a rap battle came up, he would release music in the cadence of this artist or that artist,
Right.
and make these diss records. So and I appreciated some of it. You know what I mean? Just the talent in it. But this just brought me back to him doing it as a person and
Mhm.
someone who you can legally go after. Like, and then like you said, when it's a program and then people are just putting it up under a fake account or burner account, who
You
gets
don't know who to go
penalized?
after, right? You don't know who to penalize. You know what I mean? It's crazy. I do see where there can be some positives in it though. But let me get to a couple of comments and then I'll talk about that. Game says if I can mimic voices, images, and motion pictures however I want, I can change the scope of history. If people in the future don't know the truth, that's what I'm talking about. As far as you do an AI Biggie song over cover of a Nas joint or a Mobb Deep joint or Jay Z joint or whoever, that song gets popular, and the next generation thinks that's Biggie made that song or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah,
And sit back to my original point. Yeah, that's horrible. But we talking about music and people who like you know what I mean. Kids don't know in the real world, in the scope of the world, how dangerous this is. Oh
yeah,
my god.
I know. I know. TJ says, Sim, when these people start making money, you already know it will be monetized and laws will be put in place to control it, especially when the big communication companies get to it. Yeah, that's without a doubt. They'll figure out something when it starts to hit their pockets.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? They'll figure out something in some way to figure out who's doing it. I mean, just like when Napster and all of that, the whole music pirating thing happened, you know, it was a big change in the industry. They figured out how to deal with it. This is something totally different, a whole new monster. You know what I mean? And we'll see if it even goes that far. I think the potential for it to go that far is there. You know?
And that here's the thing with Napster, like I don't think they were making money. The
No,
problem was
they
the industry
were
was
losing.
losing money.
The companies were losing money. They weren't making money, but companies were losing money. You know? Randrock says, couldn't Biggie's family sue?
That's what we
I
was
don't
talking
know.
about.
I don't know if Biggie's family can really sue,
Sue who?
right? Because they're making if you call yourself AI Biggie, like that's an artist. You're an artist by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you, I don't know. It depends on how things go. Now, if you start making AI videos of Biggie and you call yourself AI Biggie and your video looks like Biggie, now I think you get into something different. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you, to be honest with you, if they can sue or not. I don't know who they would even sue. You know what I mean? Now, some ways I was thinking that it could be, a positive. You got artists like Pac who probably had, and there's still notebooks and notebooks and notebooks of lyrics out there who you could possibly get this whole AI thing to create a song or album, with Pac's voice and Pac's lyrics. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a little bit different. Like you could do a Biggie album, or a AI Biggie album or song, original song, but that means somebody else has to write the song. You know what I'm saying? Someone's got to write it, and I'm assuming that somebody has to then kind of rap in Biggie's cadence, and then you do the whole AI thing. You know what I mean? Um, to put Biggie's voice on it. As far as Pac is concerned, if and the reason why I'm using Pac and not Biggie is because Biggie most of the time did it kind of went off the top of the dome, or he had it written in his head, and then he would spit it onto the track. Pac was a little different than that. I'm sure he did that sometimes, but he had notebooks. He was a writer. Pac was a writer. You know what I mean? So I'm sure there's notebooks of Pac's lyrics out there. You get someone who can spit in Pac's cadence a little bit, and then you do the whole AI thing to put Pac's voice on it. Boom, you got a Pac song or a Pac album or whatever it is. You know,
Sim, I mean, you're absolutely right about the notebooks, but not only that, but he has tons and tons of audio unfinished. You know
oh
what I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
you think about the Machiavelli mixtape series that went up to like 20 something, you know what I mean, which was all after he passed away. And I would say 60% of it was unheard music. You
mhm,
know what I mean? So
mhm,
there's a lot you could do with Pac and I mean that's probably he's probably the most beneficial uh situation that I could see.
right, right. Because there's stuff out there, and now you can, yeah, I can see his family being able to benefit off of it big time. You know what I'm saying? Putting out some new Pac music, and I'm sure there's probably enough recorded to put out Pac music. But now, if you got this whole AI thing, you know what I'm saying, and you got Pac's lyrics, you could put it out there. But then, it's still causing the question, even though that could be a good thing, still causing the question because now someone could do a Biggie album and say, "Oh yeah, we had a notebook of Biggie's lyrics." You know what I'm saying? And so, boom, and you don't know if it's real or not. You know what I mean? Let me ask you this: if there was an artist that was a purely AI artist, right? They're not imitating nobody else. They're not covering nobody else. It's straight up just, this person is the voice was created through AI. Would you listen to that artist and become a fan of that artist?
Um I would have to be the fan first, and then if I found out, yeah, I can't even say if I found out afterwards if I would still listen, but going into it, listening and becoming a fan and like purchasing it, like I don't think I could do that.
Yeah.
It would have to be something super phenomenal, and even to that point, if it is, that's just subjective. That's me. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't mean the world is picking it up on
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? I think I would have to be tricked first,
Mm-hmm.
already become the fan,
Right.
then
Right.
find out, and then maybe I still,
Maybe you
you know what I
still
mean,
can.
still continue to support. But knowing off jump, nah, I can't see myself doing that.
Right. That'd be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because part of the reason why you like an artist is their personality
Hmm.
that you see off record. You know what I mean? That's part of the reason why you're drawn to them, and you wouldn't be able to see this person off record. And also, you would know that there's somebody in the background who's writing and who's also, creating the whole voice and everything, the cadence structure, all of that. There's someone in the background doing that. You know what I mean?
And that's what I was talking about before. Like
Wow, goodness.
it's so like tech genius. You know what I mean? Who's a fan out there
Right.
creating this stuff.
Man. Some
This
little
stuff.
10-year-old kid in the room doing nothing else and got on punishment. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm about to make this Biggie diss track right now. You know what I'm
Oh man.
saying?
But that in today's world, in today's society, you can't don't be behind the shadows. You know what I mean? Let it be known. I'm the creator. And you probably become as big as a artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you might.
Get
You
out the
might.
shadows. Somebody's gonna love what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Good question. Soulmatic said, "What up, fellas? What about artists like Beanie or DOC using AI for their own voices?" You know,
I think that's a
I
beautiful
think
thing.
I think that I don't see any. I mean, it's their voice.
That might be the highest level of what this thing could do, like as on a positive. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now that on a positive level, yeah, you're right. That's probably the highest on a positive level. I wouldn't have a problem with that at all. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna write it. You know what I mean? And then now you're taking, doing whatever you got to do with the AI. The only thing is, I don't know how much of another person's voice you need for the AI to be able to follow the cadence and do all of that, right? Create the transformation. You know what I mean? So I don't know if would they need somebody else to do it, with their cadence, or would they have enough of a voice to be able to do it where the AI can pick it up and then it'd be able to go with it. You know what I
I'm
mean?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure which Beanie he's referring to, but DOC, he may have enough audio from prior to his accident to kind of you know what I mean, to kind of insert and I mean, I don't know how the thing works. If it's like
That's what I'm saying. Right?
you know what I mean, I'm thinking like it'll take your voice saying 1,000 words. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like it could be in music, it could be like you reading something, but whatever words they have of you in your voice, and then kind of whatever the computer do. You know what I mean?
But how does the computer create a cadence out of nowhere, like a human creates the cadence out of nowhere? So can you put in data to make because when you listen to Google Maps or one of those machines, yeah, yeah, it
There's no
sounds like a
case.
computer. You know what I'm saying? So how I feel like in order for the AI to work, they've got to have like somebody already wrapped it, and then the computer takes that voice and transforms it into
I don't think so. I think the cadence can be inserted. You know what I mean? Because like you think of where technology is now, right?
Mhm.
Um they're already talking about AI with personality. You,
Right.
you, you know what I mean? So if you could do personality, I think you could do cadence.
I'm just not sure that I don't know if by itself it can sound as smooth as a human, because when you take, I think, you know how you can, they have machines right now. Like right now, I can push a button and change my voice. You know what I'm saying? And then everything is still gonna sound smooth, but my voice is gonna be different.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel like they do with the AI, is they're able to mimic the voice, and then have somebody rapping that cadence, or they take the acapella of what was already done, play it, and then push the button to make it mimic, sound like Biggie or something like that. I don't know which
I
way.
mean, I mean, my thing is, I just don't put it past anything being possible
Yeah,
with the
no doubt.
things that I've seen already, and the things that I've heard about already. You know what I mean? Like, I it's scary when I even think about it sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I prefer
Yeah,
not to think about it, because then I get in this rabbit hole of worst case scenarios and all that. So
yeah. I mean, and then like right now, we're sitting here, we're talking. There's 11 people in here. One of these 11 people could be someone like, yeah, I'm about to steal that voice right there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I seen this whole. Hey, I'm stealing that voice, and I'm gonna do this podcast with it. You know what I mean? Like, we put ourselves out there. There's podcasts everywhere. There's people talking everywhere, and I don't know how much work it goes into mimicking someone's voice, but we put ourselves out there. Someone can take it and create whatever with it. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's bugged out. But it's the world we in today, man. AI is everywhere. AI is everywhere.
it
TJ
is.
said, TJ said that somebody at Google right now is a technician feeding the AI millions of songs. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, right now you can go on the internet and search up, create an AI image, and you can type in what you want, and it'll create an image for you. You know what I'm saying? I could say a bluebird in a tree, and it'll come up with an image of a bluebird in a tree. Create the image. Yeah. It's wow, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. But ladies and gentlemen, if you have comments, please leave it in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. And yeah, I'm gonna get up out of here, Tony. I appreciate your time, my brother.
Always,
Had to
Sim.
talk about this. And hopefully we can get a chance shortly to do this snowfall finale and all of that.
That was great too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I'm looking forward
we
to
gotta
that
get on
too.
that. Yeah, gotta get on that, doing that. Folks, I'm gonna get up out of here. Uh I'll talk to you real soon. Be peaceful. We out.
Peace.
Peace.